Mavs are 5-1 with AD in the lineup this season. Start with you, Swaggy. How happy are you to see AD back hooping as a number one option?
Oh, man, right there, seeing that game last night, it does give you confidence in Dallas. You know, AD's always been a great player. You know, it just happened he got traded for Luka, somebody that people see is better or could be potentially be better. But
Well, I mean, just given Luka's resume so far in this league, it's not a hard argument.
That's what I'm saying.
First team
I don't
NBA
want to.
selection.
I didn't want to.
We're not bashing AD.
Yeah, I don't want to bash him. That's why. So, but AD, if Kyrie was playing and AD was playing like this, you know, ain't too many bigs doing them type of moves AD doing out there. He looked like bubble AD right there. So if he can do this next year and if Kyrie come back, they get a good draft pick or get KD like you think so, I think they'd be good.
So, Ryan, let's shift over to you. Obviously, AD had some injuries this season. First game back playing with the Mavs. Got hurt in that game but was cooking, has now come back. They're 5-1 with him in the lineup. What do you think about AD out there balling?
I just love him showing every facet of his game.
Yeah.
You know, showing you the scoring, the rebounding, the defense, the injury. Like he did all of it in one game. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite part about watching AD from time to time. But I think he's reminded people since he's been back in Dallas that he's a top 10 player without a doubt. You know, I think sometimes, you know, you be under the allure of LeBron James that people forget just how great you are. And I think he is a better fit for this Dallas team the way it's constructed than Luka was. It's not, I think both teams, if people forget that Mavs team was around 5'6" in the rank, and then everybody got hurt. And if everybody doesn't get hurt, that team is probably better constructed than the Lakers are to win right now.
You talking about?
Yeah. Now, the Lakers made some trades after the Luka trade that made the team more formidable now. But initially, when that trade went through, that was a better. I saw with the first game that he played before he got hurt his lower abdomen or groin or whatever, that fit is great. Because one, he's an amazing defender, but he also have real bigs behind him. He has Gafford and Lively behind him, and he doesn't have to hover around the rim so much. Like even when he plays defense on Trey on the last, shot, he can do that and it doesn't leave the paint unprotected. And I think that works very well for the Mavericks. You know, in a way he couldn't do that with the Lakers. He came out of the paint when he was in LA, somebody's getting a free layup.
So, Gil, let's shift it over to you. I know you had some thoughts about AD, thought he probably should have just shut it down so they could get a better draft pick, but you see AD out there now, Mavs 5-1 with him playing dominant performance last night against the Hawks. Obviously not high-level elite NBA team, but still good nonetheless to see him back out there doing it. What do you think about AD as a number one option with this Mavs squad?
AD being a number one option or not has nothing to do with the franchise making a smart decision. Right, him winning games, and y'all get into the playoffs, and you mess up your draft pick that you inherited by all this bad mojo that's going around in that city, right? I mean, it's just like any stock, right? Sometimes you gotta take the option that's there. So him playing and winning games doesn't actually help them, right? Because you get a top 5 pick because your season was fucked up. You can leverage that against any team, this summer to get what you actually need. So just doing it, knowing that you don't have this is not a championship roster, right? You're skating into the playoffs to then get pushed out first seed, maybe second. First round or second round, but you're not going to win a championship. So if I'm not going to win a championship, what is the point? I'm going to be exactly how San Antonio was when they got Tim Duncan. Everybody just stays seated. We lose, we go down, we get the top 3 picks. In this year's draft, those top 4 picks are game changers.
Well, the Mavs' odds of getting the top 4 pick obviously significantly decline with their success, but
Success of what? The last 6 games?
what I'm saying is it wasn't a high probability they were going to get a top 4 pick, top 5 pick.
These last 6 games going 5-1, obviously.
You don't think
with AD,
but you don't think this just brought some type of positive energy inside that arena? Like, did you see them fans last night? They need something. I feel like that's what AD was thinking. He wasn't thinking draft pick. I think everybody came back just to give the fans something, man. They can criticize, kill. You see.
I'll pose this to you, Gil. Do you think there is any value in him showing that the Mavericks are in good hands with him and giving confidence back to the fans?
Good. Yeah, you can, first 3 quarters, fourth quarters, go, cool. I don't need you to win games.
So you're saying ball out,
I don't need you to win games.
but you could have did without the game winner.
Yes. Nobody realizes how Houston got all those picks. How they was getting those picks. Y'all don't remember, they traded Westbrook, got John Wall, right? What did they do? John Wall, stay home. I don't need you to come in here, start winning enough games to get us out of this lottery pick.
Yeah.
So sit your ass home. We're going to pay for you to sit home. Then we get these picks. That's exactly what happened.
They paid a lot for him to stay.
Yeah, I'm paying you a lot for my future. So with AD, I already lost Kyrie. I got rid of fucking Grimes, right? So I know you're feeling good. If you want to go out there and play first couple quarters, mini restriction, cool. But you can get the top 4 pick, top 5 pick. That pick right there, if you don't need it, you can use that against someone who's trying to listen.
It's hard to lose
Phoenix
into the
Suns.
bottom 5. There's some bad teams in the league right now,
Y'all
bro.
was one of them.
Huh?
Y'all
But
one of
they still
them.
not gonna make the playoffs though, Gil.
So, but that's what I'm saying. You're good enough not to get the reward.
Ninth seed right now.
That's
So
just like being the tallest. Like you.
I think they
What are you bragging about?
I think they could have dropped to top 10, 8 maybe, but
I mean,
top
looking
5,
at a pick
they
in like
would've had-
a 6 to 10 range, realistically, the chances of getting a top 4 pick very slim.
Okay, 6 to
regardless.
10. Now, where are you going to be now? 15 to 20?
But at
Why
that-
would you even do that? For what?
Yeah,
I look at the
that's
business
significantly
part.
different.
That's a big difference.
It's a huge
They're not gonna
difference.
be.
That 6 pick, I can use this 6 pick.
Yeah.
They still gonna be in a lot.
Know what I'm saying? No, they're not. By the time they finish, they're not going to be like, I can use this 6 pick. And hey, Phoenix, y'all trying to do something? I got the 6 pick, and I got this player with you. What's up?
So you think that they have a chance to actually make the playoffs now? They're in the 9th spot right now.
No.
Probably where they'll stay. There's too big of a margin for them in the 8th seed. But if they mess around, win that 9-10 playing game, and have a chance to play for the 8th seed.
Fucking rock out. Do you, AD?
But I tell you this, let's say by some miracle, they get that 8th seed and they beat OKC. Is it worth it?
No.
Not even moving forward, like the excitement that it would give. Just to that city.
The excitement this year versus excitement next year. It's
Yeah,
two di-
I was about to say it still wouldn't matter because they were in the finals last year. So
You know what I mean? It doesn't do nothing for you.
it still doesn't do anything unless they win the finals. Then you're not gonna, put a Band-Aid on losing Luka. I think
But
about
it shows though. If AD did something crazy like that, that shows.
Shows me
something.
what?
That's
Nah, if he get back to Pelican AD,
Man,
where he was giving
what?
people 40 in the playoffs and all that.
Forget about Luka.
But you just got traded for a guy who was giving us 33, 9, and 9, and we went to the finals.
With
So
Kyrie,
unless you
though.
get us to the finals,
That's
it doesn't
Kyrie.
matter. It doesn't,
In their defense, though, I went to that first Laker game that Luka had. He was fat.
yeah.
He was the first person I saw with his jersey tucked in and bloused out so you can't see the stomach. I'd never seen
He
that
got real
before.
slim quick, didn't he?
He did. Ozempic.
Yeah, them LA diet pills do a good job for you, right? No, I'm just saying, just me personally, like I'm looking at just the whole aura of it, and the end result is this. Can we, the real question that we ask ourselves, can we win a championship this year with this team? If the answer is
not
no,
without Kai.
then I'm not just going to be good enough to make anybody happy.
Well, but isn't that a lot of teams in the league, though? I'm just saying, there's only realistically 4 or 5 teams that
But-
maybe can say that they can compete for
Yeah,
the
but
chip.
but what I'm saying is our team right now, we're at a good point where we'll be the best team in the lottery.
Yeah.
But
We will beat Golden State when they got a goddamn the second pick of the draft. We can beat San Antonio when we got it. We can beat the Lakers when they got Magic Johnson. The dynasties are built because of something happened bad the year before, and they took advantage of it.
I tell people that all the time. Dynasties are built through injury. Dynasties are built through injury and bad trades from years before that somehow you end up in the lottery and you have Tim Duncan and David Robinson, Magic Johnson, and you know what I mean, and Kareem, or you drafted, like people forget the Golden State dynasty is made because Steph got hurt. When Steph got hurt, he signed a terrible contract, and that left enough space for KD to walk in. A team that's already winning 70 games shouldn't even have space for somebody like KD. But it was because of injury and contracts. That's how dynasties are made.
But they still gonna be in the lottery, you know. This is a great game to show AD. I think now you can't top this game. I think you sit everybody and just lose out.
Oh, now
you can't
you're
top
gonna
that.
lose out.
You can't, because you're not gonna make. I said they're not gonna make the playoffs. I don't think that even if they go, they're gonna lose to OKC. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
But you still, I just said that they're not gonna make the playoffs. But this is a great game for AD. Don't lose out. You need the fans need something to feel like that. It's so much negative energy over there in Dallas. You see somebody out there giving this all when you know you don't have a chance. And you going, your best player going out there, playing defense, getting hit in the head, coming back in the game, making game-winning defensive plays.
Okay.
That shows, bro.
All right, y'all hoop. I don't know this, so this is a narrative that's pushed. I don't know. I didn't play. Is there value to gaining chemistry throughout the rest of the year to set you up to be in a better position next year?
Not if we change the team in the summer. You know what I mean? Because if they decide if Kyrie opts out,
that's the one question.
Kyrie opts out, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna pay him. You want to pay Luka, you might not pay him because he's injured, so you're gonna lose him. I'm pretty sure if I had a top 5 pick, I could trade
back
him.
for a point guard.
I can trade him with that pick.
Yeah. Hey.
Right? I mean, it's just one of those things. There's so much leverage in your pick now.
Yeah.
Everything has changed. The circumstances has changed. So this year, right now, it's not going to help us for next year because the summer hits. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We don't know what anybody's doing.
And that is the big question mark right now. Most of their core is obviously under contract for at least through next season, the next couple seasons. Kyrie has that player option for $44 million.
Oh, he gonna take that.
He gonna take it. But let's say you got Dylan Harper. Right? Let's say somehow you got Dylan Harper, you got the second pick, you got a point guard, right? I got Kyrie, hey, you want to give us KD? Yeah, fuck around and say yeah.
Yeah, they was never getting the second pick.
I'm saying you don't know.
You don't know. Stranger things are happening.
There's a lot of
So we don't know. So they still in the lottery.
New York getting motherfuckers.
They still in the lottery.
Getting
So they still got
Ewing.
a chance.
New York getting Ewing. Oh yeah. Chicago getting Derrick Rose. Yeah, we know. LeBron Cleveland getting LeBron. Oh, nigga, we know. Trust me.
But here's my question for you,
I mean, the guy who's practicing during his senior year in the goddamn practice facility.
But you talk about all those things. It was beneficial for the league in those moments to make those things happen. Getting LeBron to Cleveland, getting Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. I don't feel like the league is fucking with the Mavs right now, right? Mavs ownership has kind of come in and say we strong-arming, traded their franchise player. We want some other things going on. We want the casino in the arena. But if I'm the league, why am I gonna say I'm gonna give y'all a good pick to make this?
Okay, what benefits the league?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
AD over here or Luka in New York? Which benefits the NBA?
Luka in LA benefits the league.
So Luka going to LA, which means the whole league eats, even Dallas.
Yeah.
Everything trickles down. So you think the league won't give them back on the return?
I believe.
What are y'all talking about?
I believe the league. Oh, you good. I was just saying, I believe the league do that, and maybe that's because I'm a Hornets fan, but I think the league makes concessions for other teams. A lot of people don't pay attention to us as the Hornets, but we had Nick Richards, who was averaging a double-double. We had Mark Williams averaging a double-double. They traded Nick. I went to the game. Nick Richards was killing Phoenix, and we beat Phoenix. And then we traded Nick Richards to Phoenix for Josh Okogie, and we are loaded at the forward position. So I'm like, okay, Mark Williams, we're going to keep Mark Williams. Then we trade Mark Williams to the Lakers.
Let me give him back.
But because he didn't pass the physical, but we were trading.
No, he passed that physical, man. He passed.
He passed?
Yeah, he just finished doing a Lemon Daddy commercial. And a whole little billboard, so there's like a little rollout for him, and we weren't playing that shit, man.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, now when the Hornets traded him for Connect, it was another forward. Now we got no centers. Why would a team with 2 centers that average a double-double trade their centers away to 2 contending teams? And then get forwards back that they can't use?
One contending team, one team is the Suns.
Nah, the Suns are technically contending.
They contended for something.
For something. But you know what they needed? A center. And we gave them one. And the Lakers, you know what they needed? A center. And we was going to give them one for Dalton Connect, which makes absolutely no sense.
Makes more sense for y'all.
The time that we broke the record, it was like a lockout year. We didn't win 10 games. We were supposed to get the number 1 pick. But the Pelicans didn't have an owner.
Yeah.
And just so happened, AD ends up going to the... when it comes to stuff like that, I always believe the NBA has vested interest in stuff happening. So I'm not against them possibly getting a number 2 pick if,
Man, I just showed you this. Listen, I just sold you a team and LeBron James on, and then LeBron leaves, and you're like, "What the fuck? I just bought this franchise."
Guess what you get?
Don't even worry about
Guess
it.
what
Number
you get?
one.
Number 1 pick, number 2 pick, number 1 pick, number 4 pick, number 1 pick, number.
Man,
God
did you
damn.
see? Yeah, man, they got Bennett, Kyrie, everything.
Y'all just fucked up on who y'all picked, but
Yeah.
goddamn it, y'all was handed easy cookies.
They had number 1 and number 4. They got
had the
Kyrie
number
and
1,
Tristan
one
Thompson.
worked out.
Same
Number
year.
1, number 4, but they got the number 1. I mean, they had like what, 3 number 1
They had
picks
3
in
number
last-
1s in that time. Yeah.
But
But so I'm
Dallas
saying,
not falling out of the lottery no matter what.
what I'm saying is, but you gave up Luka. There's a reason. Right? This wasn't just, I don't give a fuck what nobody
Because
said.
the owner...
I believe when you do stuff like that, you get rewarded.
Listen, I don't give a fuck what people talking about. He fat, he smoking hookah, whatever the fuck you want to say. Right? There was a reason your hand was forced and you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you remember me? I got in
There's a
trouble.
new owner.
Remember, I got in trouble, right?
There's a new owner.
Remember, I got in trouble. They traded everybody else. They traded everybody. And then they got the number 1 pick that was a what?
Point guard.
Point guard.
Yep. And could have got Boogie. Chose the point guard. Crazy.
Gil, like we talked about, you were out in New York, McDonald's All-American game the last 2 days. AD had some interesting quotes in an interview with Mark Spears from Anscape about the trade and who knew what and when they knew it. Should AD have a grudge with the Lakers for how they handled the trade?
So how was they supposed to handle it? Tell you so you can leak it and then the trade don't happen? I'm trying to figure out what the problem is here.
But even in the aftermath of it, if you're AD, are you still feeling some type of way about that move? Or are you happy now that, because ultimately, like we talked about on Tuesday, if I'm AD, I got traded for Luka, I can't really be salty about that.
No, you can't
if
be
people
mad.
put me on that level.
It's a lot of pressure, but you can't be mad because you got traded for a top tier player. Like you're top 10, he's top 5. He's arguing that he's a top 5 player in this league, at least top. He's in front of you.
Yeah.
So, being salty about it, no, you can't be salty about it. Disappointed that they didn't let you know for what? Like, so you can fuck it off? I don't get why you should know that this was gonna happen. Everybody who should have known knew. Right, how about that? Right, I don't give a fuck who you say, LeBron James, whatever. Whoever needed to know knew.
Do you believe he's happier now than he was
it's
in LA?
ways to tell people you getting traded. You don't have to tell them for who. It's ways to tell somebody that you might be. You've been talking to people.
What if you don't want to get traded? Then what if you don't want to get traded?
You don't got a no trade. He got a no trade clause.
No.
Apparently not. Like,
Yeah.
Let's think.
There's so many ways to leak it. What if he put his house on sale?
But you don't have to tell them it's for Luka though.
How about this?
Just send movie script to
Yeah.
When you
it.
got traded, they let you know.
Okay.
When you got traded, they let you know.
No, they didn't.
Well, they let me know.
Now, they did?
Yeah.
Oh. Now imagine if
My
you
agent-
was
my
telling me
agent
you about to trade me and I want to leave. What you think I'm gonna do next?
Sabotage.
Huh? What you think I'm gonna do?
What's
You
that?
know me. I don't want to leave. What you think I'ma personally do? pretend I'm hurt, twist my ankle, hurt my knee, so, I can't pass anything. Like, I'm not gonna, if I don't want to personally leave and I'm not ready to leave, I'm gonna make sure you can't trade me.
But when you don't know when they told him, it could be
told his ass
already.
the
It could
same-
be already signed and sealed. You still didn't tell him.
I told your ass as soon as your ass.
He found out like we found out.
As you should.
So once that shit is signed and sealed, you can at least.
I think he got a call just a little bit once the trade
3
was
minutes.
agreed upon, but prior to it actually being.
So you didn't come to
announced,
practice and fuck everything up.
Yeah.
You can't fuck it up if it's already signed.
Finding out what the world is kind of crazy, though. That is kind of crazy.
He got a call before
you
I
watching
think all of us found
ESPN,
out.
you hear them say your name.
I mean,
you're like, what they talking about me for? I live in Dallas now. Yeah, like.
No, I mean, some people find out. Like, at least he found out before. Some people find out on their phone or when they landed.
Wait. So why is he saying that if he found out after? Like, at least they told him before it was out there.
Hey, man, listen. He said, what'd he say?
Happier now.
Cool.
They ain't seen him smile like this in a while.
They have not seen him smile in a
ain't
long
lying.
time.
Ain't seen him
Obviously,
like
maybe
that.
like the first 48 hours was a shock because I wasn't expecting it. Nobody was expecting it, so they say.